This kind of insurance, called Medicare Part C, may also cover dental care, eyeglasses, hearing aids, fitness programs, vitamins, even healthy meals and rides to the doctor. With this kind of coverage, you do not need a Medicare supplement insurance plan. You will access your benefits through your Medicare Part C plan for one low and oftentimes $0 monthly plan premium. You deserve to get the most from your Medicare benefits. Call now for free information that may help you get more coverage for less money. There is no obligation to enroll. Whether for yourself or someone you love, call the number on the screen now. Call now.
From our Denver studios, it's America's Voice Live with Tudor Dixon and Steve Gruber. America's Voice Live.
Thank you for joining us today on this Friday, October 16th, 2020. Steve, there are just 18 days until Election Day, and here are your top stories. Yesterday, we were initially geared up for a second debate, but instead we had competing town halls between President Trump and Joe Biden.
That's right, Tudor. In fact, some people criticized NBC for agreeing to a town hall with the president. At the same time, ABC was airing a town hall with Joe Biden out of concern it would pull viewers from the former vice president, and guess what? It did.
Yep, and Savannah Guthrie is getting pushback today for her aggressive style with the president, and some are complaining George Stephanopoulos did not hit hard enough. We'll get into that.
And we did get a slight peek into the future regarding the Biden-Harris plan for the Supreme Court, but no hard-hitting questions, no questions at all on the latest revelations regarding Hunter Biden.
And speaking of the Supreme Court, Senator Dianne Feinstein is under attack for a kind gesture made at the close of the confirmation hearings for Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett.
And Twitter went down yesterday. Perhaps they were struggling to keep up with their censorship, but ultimately they have unveiled a brand new policy. We'll share it with you momentarily.
But first, let's take a look at our election countdown. Here it is. 18 days away, and the mainstream media is once again pushing the white supremacy narrative hard. We saw Savannah Guthrie asking about this once again last night. It really is getting so predictable.
I denounce white supremacy, okay?
You did 2 days later.
I've denounced white supremacy for years, but you always do it. You always start off with a question. You didn't ask Joe Biden whether or not he denounces Antifa.
They really continue to not ask Joe Biden that, but they did talk to Joe Biden last night about the Supreme Court. Lots of folks have been wondering what his position is. He has consistently said that he wouldn't tell us after the election, but last night he had a bit of a different story.
Right now, it looks like they're going to have a vote around Halloween. So if they vote on it before the election, you are open to expanding the court?
I'm open to considering what happens from that point on.
You know, you said so many times during the campaign, all through the course of your career, it's important to level with the American
It is, but George,
people.
if I say, no matter what answer I gave you, if I say it, that's the headline tomorrow. It won't be about what's going on now, the improper way they're proceeding.
But don't voters have a right to know where you stand?
They do have a right to know where I stand, and they'll have a right to know where I stand before they vote.
So you'll come out with a clear position before Election Day?
Yes, depending on how they handle this.
Depending on how they handle this. Steve, what do you think that means?
I think it's quite clear they're waiting to see if Amy Coney Barrett gets confirmed to the Supreme Court. If she does, court packing is on the table, that's for sure. What they didn't ask Joe Biden about was his son, Hunter Biden, the brand new revelations that came to light here this week from the New York Post, the Daily Mail, and others, connecting a forgotten laptop back to Hunter Biden with 40,000 emails, thousands of text messages, inappropriate pictures, and lewd sexual videos. But some of those emails connected back to Joe Biden. Today on the Steve Gruber Show right here on Real America's Voice, Rudy Giuliani joined me for a bit. He has had the chance to see about half of what's on this computer so far. Here's part of what he said.
There is very, very powerful corroboration about the Ukraine. that, in essence, there were two bribes involved in the Ukraine. One was a bribe to Joe Biden through Hunter Biden in order to protect the company of a very crooked Ukrainian businessman named Mykola.
Now, that's just a bit of the interview from this morning on the Steve Gruber Show, like I said, here on Real America's Voice. Coming up later here on America's Voice Live, Tudor, we will have that complete interview with Rudy Giuliani. Apparently, like I said, he's connecting a lot of the dots. He said it corroborates many of the things that he has already come to believe and already shared in the media, but it is some damning information, he says.
Well, and you may remember over the last few days, several people being kicked off of Twitter because they talked about this story with Hunter Biden. We had the press secretary for the president even be banned by Twitter. Now, Twitter came out and they announced new policies after this all happened. Even for a short time yesterday, Twitter seemed to be shut down completely. Nobody could tweet. No tweets were coming in. We don't know exactly why that happened. They claim they weren't hacked. I don't know if it was that they had so many people that they were still trying to throw off, but their legal policy and trust and safety lead came out and tweeted this. She said, "We believe that labeling tweets and empowering people to assess content for themselves better serves the public interest and public conversation. The hacked material policy is being updated to reflect these new enforcement capabilities." So what's changing? Number one, we will no longer remove hacked content unless it is directly shared by hackers or those acting in concert with them. We will label tweets to provide context instead of blocking links from being shared on Twitter. So this is very interesting because they're saying that this is hacked content. Now, the government is listing this as a whistleblower. So this would not fall under their new policy whatsoever. So by looking at this new policy, Steve, I would say it's fairly clear that they shouldn't have pulled anybody off Twitter. In fact, Senator Cruz was so upset about what happened with censorship on Twitter and Facebook over this Hunter Biden situation. He came out and said they're going to be issuing subpoenas.
Chairman Lindsey Graham and I have discussed this at length, and the committee today will be noticing a markup on Tuesday to issue a subpoena to Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, to testify before the Senate Judiciary Committee next Friday, to come before this committee and the American people and explain why Twitter is abusing their corporate power to silence the press and to cover up allegations of corruption.
And of course, they made these changes to their policy after the senator came out and said this. So perhaps they're trying to avoid the subpoena and avoid having to go to court next Friday. We'll see what comes of that, Steve.
You know, I actually thought I was in Twitter jail for a period of time yesterday. I had retweeted or posted, if you will, that story from the New York Post, the second story from the New York Post, the Daily Mail story. I think it's information the American voters need to know. Now, is it true or not true? Let the New York Post dig through it. Fourth biggest paper in America, should have the opportunity to sort out the facts. But to be censored outright, to have their Twitter account shut down, to have Kayleigh McEnany shut down is clearly unprecedented silencing of important voices with just a little over 2 weeks to go before a national election. It's just another example of the bias that people believe exists in the old school media, if you will. Another example came to light yesterday, and wouldn't this have been shocking, because the second presidential debate was originally scheduled for yesterday, the 15th of October, until Donald Trump tested positive for COVID-19. Then they said, well, we're not going to do it, did the Commission on Presidential Debates. Probably a good thing. Yesterday, we learned that Steve Scully was suspended from C-SPAN indefinitely. Scully was to be the moderator of that event. But a few days earlier, there was a tweet between him and Anthony Scaramucci that was seen publicly. It was intended to be a direct message, I believe. But here it is. He asked Anthony Scaramucci, should I respond to Trump? Because Donald Trump was criticizing Steve Scully considerably. Now, he's been at C-SPAN for something like 30 years, considered to be a straight shooter. And he said, no. That's not my tweet. My Twitter account has been hacked. Well, guess what? It hasn't been hacked. An investigation reveals that Steve Scully lied to everyone, to you, to me, to the American people, and more importantly, to C-SPAN and the Commission on Presidential Debates. He has been suspended indefinitely. My guess is we won't see Steve Scully back in the air at all. This is an egregious violation of trust, of the audience. It's a violation of journalistic standards from where I sit, at least. And Steve Scully is going to have a very hard time repairing his reputation, if it can ever be repaired. The fact of the matter is, he was consorting with one of the loudest, most vile critics of the president, Anthony Scaramucci. So I don't see how that can ever come back and be rehabilitated, if you will, Tudor. It's a big problem, another black eye, a big black eye for the Commission on Presidential Debates.
Well, and for the media in general, we keep seeing these folks that have such strong opinions on this presidential election that they're not being open-minded. But this was a man who was going to moderate the debate, and you see this. It really is telling us to what's going on in this election cycle. We have a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Stay tuned to get a free pan from Granite Stone. Stuck on eggs, burnt on batter. You can scrub and scrape, but you can't escape the nightmare of your sticky pans. Introducing the Granite Stone Pan, the all-new durable non-stick pan. No butter or oil needed. Watch, we melted down these sticky candies in Granite Stone, and it just doesn't stick. We cooked a half a dozen eggs, bacon, cheese, and tomato breakfast with no butter or oil, and it just doesn't stick. Look, caramels, chocolate, and cheese. Unreal for any other pan, but not for Granite Stone. It just doesn't stick. Granite Stone will be the last pan you'll ever need because it's pressed from a solid aluminum disc for even heat conduction, then coated 3 times with our durable Granite Stone finish. Granite Stone is metal utensil safe and won't scratch. And talk about non-stick. This salmon cooked skin side down with no added butter or oil just doesn't stick. This steak is perfectly seared just like the pros. And because Granite Stone is oven rated to 500 degrees, we bake this upside down pan pizza to perfection, and it just doesn't stick. Fire Flambe Delicious Cherries Jubilee. Plus it's PFOA free and 100% dishwasher safe. Call or go online to get your Granite Stone pan for the special TV discount price of just $19.99. Granite Stone is so durable it comes with a 10-year warranty. And with every order, you're going to get a Granite Stone single-serve egg pan absolutely free. It's the perfect size for personalized eggs, omelets, or frittatas that slide right out. It makes the best bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich quick. Yours absolutely free. We'll even ship your entire order free. That's right, free shipping. You get it all, an incredible value. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-850-0237. That's 1-800-850-0237, or order online at buygranitestone.com. That's 1-800-850-0237. Call now.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm here to tell you about my new product from MyPillow. Towels that actually work. Watch this absorbency test. Here's another towel that we randomly went out and bought. Here's one of my towels with the nice design. I don't know if you can see this, but you could line a swimming pool with this. I mean, this is crazy. Get rid of it. Towels that actually work. What a concept.
I really love the towels. They're really great. They're super absorbent.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now. The new MyPillow towels are exclusively made with 100% USA combed cotton with proprietary technology and with maximum absorbency. They dry you faster and are guaranteed to work. And listen to this. Use the promo code on your screen and Mike will include a second full towel set with bath towel, hand towel, and washcloth absolutely free. That's 2 MyPillow towel sets for the price of 1 in your choice of color.
I personally guarantee they're going to be the best towels you'll ever own.
Order now.
Steve, a lot of people came out today and said Savannah Guthrie was just too rough. It was very emotional. She came off as she was having a dispute with Trump rather than a town hall. Do you think that was just Trump supporters, or do you think people in general saw that action from her?
Listen, was there any surprise there? Not for me, but maybe for our next guest, Terrence K. Williams, joining us now to talk more about it. I mean, to me, it's more shabby treatment of the president. I don't know how to sort it out, but my good friend Terrence K. Williams does. Terrence, welcome back.
Hey, thanks. You know, last night was a hot mess. It was so disrespectful toward. I mean, this woman Savannah Guthrie was vicious last night. I mean, she was barking like a dog. I'm sorry to say that, but she was barking like a dog last night at the president. I mean, like a little chihuahua behind the fence. You know, and this is the thing here. It's an honor to sit down with the president, okay? You should be honored to sit down with the president. You know, nobody just wakes up and get that opportunity. So she should have respected the president of the United States of America. Savannah Guthrie forgot who she was talking to. But next time she want to sit down with Donald Trump, she needs to remember he is the president of the United States of America, and you must respect him. You don't have to like Trump, but you need to respect the president of these United States of America.
Yeah, take a look at what she said last night to the president.
Look at what's going on in Europe. Massive spikes. They've done a very good job, but now you take a look today at the UK, you take a look at Spain and France and Italy. There's tremendous spikes.
But our death rate is worse than, well, not Spain, but those other countries.
I have things right here that will tell you exactly the opposite.
Me too.
So the UK is up 2,500%, because I knew you'd be doing this. I know you very well. The UK is up 2,500%. The EU is up 722%. And the United States is down 21%.
I think he was ready for that attack. What would you say?
Oh, yes. Listen, Mr. President knows that these people from MSNBC and NBC and CBS, all of these CNN, he understands all these people are fake news and they are coming to attack him. See, they baby Joe Biden, but they like to attack President Trump. Last night, I thought it was a debate between President Trump and presidential candidate Savannah Guthrie. She was acting like she was the presidential candidate for 2020. That's what she was acting like. I mean, to be honest with you, I forgot Joe Biden was the presidential candidate. I mean, I thought it was Savannah, you know? And I was like, I mean, because that's how she was acting. I mean, she was just expressing her emotions and her feelings when she should have been asking questions on behalf of the American people, not attacking him about a mask and Twitter and all of that stuff. We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear the problems that you have with this president. We want to hear about policy. Ask him about policy, but nah, she want to ask him about why he tweets so much and what he think about QAnon and what he think about this and that and why come he didn't wear a mask on Monday and not Tuesday. Girls, bye, shut up. This is ridiculous. President Trump needs to stop sitting down with these people because they are disrespecting him all the time, and he do not need to be sitting down with these people. You know he needs to sit down with? He needs to sit down with somebody from America's Voice News, okay? Real news. He needs to sit down with somebody from this channel, not with these fools on NBC and CNN.
Terrence, tell us how you really feel. Stop holding back. I need to get some emotion out of you here. All right, so let's talk about something positive here. Where I live, I am seeing more energy, and this is just my personal take on it than I did for Donald Trump in 2016. I see more energy now. Brand new polling that I want to share with you here shows that Donald Trump has a small lead in Michigan, about a 4-point lead in Florida, 5-point lead in Ohio, and tied in Pennsylvania. Isn't that amazing? We're down to just over 2 weeks to go, and suddenly the pollsters are saying, wait a second, maybe Joe Biden isn't winning by 17 points. I would say Joe Biden isn't winning at all. What are you seeing? What are you feeling?
I mean, I'm feeling a red wave coming. You know, I can feel a red wave. The sky's already turning a little red. I can feel it coming. I believe that President Trump is going to win in a landslide because America wants a president that is not going to be in bed sleeping all the time. America wants a president that is not going to hide in the basement when everything in the country is not going so well. America needs a president that's going to stand up and fight for them during a pandemic, not hide in their basement during a pandemic. You know, and Joe Biden can't even listen. I saw a clip the other day. I mean, Joe Biden was at a rally. He had one person clap for him. It was one clap. And sources say it came from the cameraman. But I mean, it is. He probably had about 12 people there. Okay, I mean, and President Trump's poll numbers are higher than the people Joe Biden has at his rallies. So that goes to show you Donald J. Trump, the president of the United States of America, is going to be the president for 4 more years.
Terrence K. Williams, thank you so much for coming on today. We really appreciate getting your opinion and your take on all of this stuff. Steve, it is very interesting when you look at when Biden has these rallies. There was this truck rally the other day where you looked out and you saw these trucks parked all, kittywampus, 10 feet apart. You had to keep your trucks 10 feet apart, even though you're inside of a truck. I think it was just so that they had an excuse for not having that many trucks. But no matter where you go with Joe Biden, he doesn't show up. I mean, we just last week, or maybe it was earlier this week, the Arizona reporter outside of one of his events says, well, we don't see anybody out here. How do you make that look any better?
Yeah, nobody, zero. The reporter tried to say, well, maybe they didn't know they were here. It was Harris and Biden together. Not a single sign, not a single banner, not a single supporter. The president will be getting in front of a few folks here a little bit later this afternoon. We'll go to that when it happens here on America's Voice Live.
Do you have any idea how your mattress affects your body and how well you sleep? Is it too hard or too soft, causing you to wake up with sore shoulders, back, or hips? Are you uncomfortable because you're too hot or too cold? Now you can get the total body support you need and the better sleep you want with the new MyPillow mattress topper.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell. When I invented my new MyPillow mattress topper, I made it to have everything you'd ever want in a topper. My mattress topper helps give you the support you need, helps relieve your pressure points, and regulates your body temperature for you as an individual. It comes with a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry the cover. It's made in the USA, and I back it with my 60-day money-back guarantee.
Go to MyPillow.com or call now to get your very own MyPillow mattress topper. Use the promo code and Mike will give you 30% off and 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free. Order now.
MyPillow topper delivers on its promise to give me a better night's sleep.
I can sleep all night through, and it's a miracle for me.
Mike's exclusive 3-layer design starts with a layer of MyPillow foam, providing you superior support and comfort. The second layer of transitional foam evenly distributes body weight and helps relieve uncomfortable pressure points for optimal comfort. Mike's ultra-soft outer layer is a patented temperature-regulating cover that helps keep you at your ideal sleeping temperature all night long. Unlike other sleep systems costing thousands, the MyPillow mattress topper takes comfort to a whole new level without any wires, remotes, or moving parts. Call now or go to MyPillow.com to order your MyPillow topper. Use the promo code to save 30%. When you do, Mike will give you 2 of his standard MyPillows absolutely free. That's right, 2 standard MyPillows free and 30% off your MyPillow topper today. Order now.
I personally guarantee it's going to change your bed into the most comfortable bed you'll ever own.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
So Frank, you're a big hurt. Why do you need Eugenics?
After 40, a guy loses free testosterone. Even me. I couldn't stay in shape like I used to.
Frank! So does Eugenics really work?
Oh yeah, my workouts are incredible now. I'm feeling stronger, more energetic, with a lot more drive.
Frank.
So, say I knew someone who should try Eugenics. How does he do that?
It's easy. Just send a text to get a complimentary bottle.
Frank's right. Now you can claim a complimentary bottle of award-winning Eugenics by texting BUFF to 42424. Its unique formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help a man feel stronger, leaner, more energetic, and more passionate. Text BUFF to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Eugenics Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of new Eugenics Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. That's BUFF to 42424.
It has been an exceptionally busy week in the world of news, which is pretty remarkable considering everything we've been through already in 2020. But the Amy Coney Barrett confirmation hearings winding out after 4 days. Not nearly as contentious as they could have been, Tudor. In fact, I thought for the most part, I mean, there were the speeches and the political posturing, but really, I didn't think it was too bad. I thought it was fairly palatable, most of it.
Absolutely. I kept hearing people say there was no kicker moment that everybody was playing on the news. There was no takeaway from it that was just shocking, and I think that's a good thing. Let me take you through what we can expect now. The Senate Judiciary Committee, which is the same 22 senator panel that we've been hearing from this week, they will vote on October 22nd at 1 p.m. on the nomination, but the final vote still has to go to the full Senate. So the date of the final vote it's still unclear. We don't know when it will happen, but it will be the week of October 26th. So Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he has the votes. The earliest it can happen is October 26th, but the plan is to have her confirmed before the election. Steve.
So the question is, can Kamala Harris arrive for that vote? She's in quarantine now, right? Because her comms director tested positive for COVID-19. Does that mean Kamala Harris can show up to vote or not vote? That could take one vote away from the Democrats. Of course, you never know with COVID. Somebody else could be infected along the way. And don't give up on the Democrats yet for being contentious, because the floor debates, the floor fights are still coming before that final vote is taken and before it gets voted out of committee. Now, having said all that, and we mentioned here it was pretty amenable. The comments, the speeches, a little sticky here and there, but not bad. So fast forward to Dianne Feinstein at the end of the process. Now remember, Dianne Feinstein's 87 years old. She's been doing this since just after the earth cooled. She's seen Supreme Court justices nominated and confirmed for decades, literally. And she said this to Lindsey Graham at the conclusion of the hearings. I want you to hear it, because bipartisanship apparently is not dead.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to thank you. This has been one of the best set of hearings that I've participated in. And I want to thank you for your fairness and the opportunity of going back and forth. It leaves one with a lot of hopes, a lot of questions, and even some ideas, perhaps some good bipartisan legislation we can put together to make this great country even better. So thank you so much for your leadership.
But boy, did she get some pushback on that. Now remember, Senator Feinstein was the one that had a lot of eyes on her, because back in 2017, when Amy Coney Barrett was confirmed to the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals, it was Dianne Feinstein that focused in on her Catholic religion and said the dogma lives loudly in you. Well, apparently the conciliatory tone now lives loudly in Dianne Feinstein, of course attacked for being cordial, for being collegial, for doing the right thing. And it gives you, it gives me anyhow, just a modicum of hope anyhow, Tudor. Maybe there's goodness in the future after all.
When I look at this situation, these are the original feminists. These are the people that the liberal base has said, Dianne Feinstein has broken the glass ceiling. The same with Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the woman that they've been holding up and saying wonderful things about. And I agree, these women have done things in their time that women had never done before. They have opened the doors for so many women behind them. But take a look at this. She hugged Senator Lindsey Graham, and the backlash was fierce. Here it is. You see him getting up, and he's going to walk over to her. It's very, very sweet, the gesture, when they hug each other. Now, you are not going to believe this. A far-left group called Demand Justice is coming out today and saying this was so outrageous, they want her to step down, resign from her post, because this was something that was so unacceptable to the leftist base that she would actually reach out to the other side. Steve?
Yeah, so that tells you this, Tudor. If Joe Biden wins on Election Day, November 3rd, don't expect peace. Don't expect tranquility. Expect demands to get louder and more forceful from the left. How dare you? You hugged a Republican. You must resign immediately. What is wrong with you? Clearly, you've taken leave of your senses. That kind of partisan hack should be forgotten. This is America's Voice Live. We'll be right back.
America's favorite easy on, easy off energy compression socks just got better. Introducing Copperfit Energy Plus, the world's first graduated compression socks with a rich blend of ingredients found in the top moisturizing lotions and creams. These microencapsulated ingredients are infused into the compression fabric and are gradually released and absorbed by your movement. Motion-activated technology designed to hydrate and soften for all-day comfort. The more you move, the more Copperfit Energy Socks delivers.
I'm not thinking about that I have compression socks on. That simple fact that they feel better with them on than with them off
makes me love these socks.
Our most advanced copper-infused compression fabric made in FDA-approved manufacturing facilities, woven into our Easy On, Easy Off graduated compression sock to help reduce swelling and discomfort from prolonged sitting or standing.
I feel that soothingness in my calves and in my ankles, but they can make my feet feel good after 300 miles on the road, and they got to be good for anybody else.
Enhanced compression around the arch and ankles for extra support and relief of muscle aches and pains. And a soft, shock-absorbing footbed for all-day comfort.
All that arch pain that I typically have is just relieved.
They are super comfortable.
They do the job. They're easy and they're effective. That's the whole point of wearing them.
Commercials always promise, promise, promise. This was something easy to try. Just put on a sock, see if it works. I have to say that I'm a fan.
The first ever Easy On, Easy Off compression socks with hydrating ingredients, worn by thousands of essential workers across the U.S. Order your Energy Plus compression socks online now at GetEnergyPlus.com for only $19.99 or call 1-800-515-8892. Order right now and get a second pair free.
I get compression, I get comfort, all in one sock.
Motorcycle guys appreciate the better technology. This is better technology.
Feel the power of Copperfit.
If you're over 50, imagine you could turn back the clock on your stiff, achy joints 10, even 20 years. Imagine you could do this without products that just temporarily hide the symptoms and may have side effects. Imagine no more. Get your complimentary sample of Instaflex Advanced just by texting JOINT to 231231. Instaflex Advanced is different because it targets the root cause of joint soreness and stiffness. It doesn't just cover up symptoms. Instead, it bathes your joints in its unique combination of 5 key natural ingredients found in no other product. Key ingredients backed by 5 clinical studies. Instaflex Advanced is so powerful, you could have better knees in just 1 week. Maybe that's why it's #1 at GNC. But you can only get your complimentary sample by texting JOINT to 231231. Plus, text now and we'll include a tube of Instaflex pain cream with its exclusive oxygenated oil for fast-acting relief from the pain of arthritis, backaches, and sore muscles, absolutely free. Text JOINT to 231231.
Here at Real America's Voice, we are so excited to tell you that we continually grow every single day. And one of our new partnerships, our new partnership with Just the News, has allowed us to grow even further, hasn't it, Steve?
Well, it certainly has. And coming Monday at 6 o'clock, a brand new television program, Actionable Intelligence, with a man I've had the privilege of knowing for a number of years now, Eric Greitens, former Navy SEAL, former governor, a Rhodes Scholar, a guy who's been places, trust me. So when we say actionable intelligence, it's real. He joins us now here on America's Voice Live. Eric, welcome back. Good to have you here. And congratulations, by the way, on the brand new program. Launches Monday at 6, Actionable Intelligence. Tell us about it.
Well, Steve, Tudor, we are so excited to be joining you, to be joining the America's Voice team. And yeah, we're going to be starting this coming Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Everybody who's watching can tune in. And the idea behind Actionable Intelligence is I'll be speaking from my experiences as a Navy SEAL, as a governor, doing humanitarian work. And every night, we're going to bring people news, but we're also going to bring them insight, and I hope we can also bring them some measure of hope. We're going to be bringing some great guests with some really interesting voices that the mainstream media often ignores. Folks from the special operations community, sheriffs and police officers and firefighters who are working on the front lines. We're going to be talking to MMA fighters, to moms who are on the front lines out there homeschooling amid the coronavirus. It's going to be a really fun and insightful show, and we're really excited about joining this whole Real America's Voice team.
We were just talking about how much news there's been just in this past week. We have so many things going on just before the election, which we expect in October. But our, I guess, October surprise has been this whole scenario with Hunter Biden. You've worked in government for many, many years. What's your perspective on finding these emails, and if these things that we see in the emails actually happen, what does it mean to the American people if Joe Biden was actually meeting with heads of state and these folks from other countries and then ultimately profiting on that?
Well, it's really worrying, and it's worrying on 2 levels, Tudor. I mean, it's worrying, number one, that you have Hunter Biden clearly profiteering from and attempting to profiteer from Joe Biden's time as vice president. That's really worrying. And I think one of the things that we love about the reporting on this, which has been led by Just the News, is that, all of your viewers can go out there. You go out to justthenews.com, you click on these stories, and they have John Solomon and his team. They have a feature called Dig Deeper, where you can click and you can see for yourself the original source documents. You can see the truth behind these issues, and you can see the documents that they're using to base this reporting on. But I think the other thing that's really worrying about this is the way that the mainstream media is ignoring and sidelining this story, and the way that big tech is trying to censor people who are actually working to get the truth out. I think when you take a historical perspective and you look back in the year 2070, you look back at 2020, people are going to obviously remember the coronavirus pandemic. They're going to remember riots and looting in the streets, but they might not remember the things that are unseen, which is this tremendous censorship that's happening this year.
I want to ask you, Eric, about something else, because you mentioned the social media and the propensity for social media to tamp down and block out any bad information about Hunter Biden or Joe Biden. We've heard all about that. Now, you yourself, though, you were the victim of a vicious, dishonest political attack, a smear campaign that turned out to be ultimately false. But it cost you dearly. And I wonder, you look at President Trump still being asked about the Russia collusion story, which we know now had nothing to do with Donald Trump and everything to do with the DNC and Christopher Steele and, yes, Hillary Clinton and maybe other people. When you look at that and you look at the way that it's covered, that has to be something that you go, this isn't right. We need to do better.
Well, it isn't right. And one of the things that's clear is that the left will do anything. They will not only lie, but certainly in my case, they engaged in crimes. The people who went after me have now been charged with 7 felonies. 6 felony counts of perjury, 1 felony count of evidence tampering. They were willing to commit crimes to manufacture lies. So it's not just that conservative voices are suppressed, but they actually create these lies. And you saw it with the Russia collusion hoax. You saw it with the Brett Kavanaugh confirmation hearings. These are the kinds of tactics the left is using now. And you look back historically, we've had moments like this in the past in American history, the 1890s, right, up through 1910, 1920, this great scourge of yellow journalism was sensationalism and scandal mongering. Well, it sounds very familiar to exactly what's happening today. And the way we've made it through as a country is that we've had a few strong, courageous voices that were willing to stand up against the mob. That's what Real America's Voice is willing to do. And that's why one of the reasons we're so excited to be joining your tremendous team.
Yeah, one of the other things that we were just talking about that I want to get your take on, because we had in the past seen more friendly relations between Republicans and Democrats, but we were just talking about this whole situation with Senator Feinstein coming out, hugging Lindsey Graham, and then having these leftist groups like Demand Justice coming forward and saying she needs to step down. If that's the attitude, how does this country ever come back together?
Well, what we need to return to in this country is the idea that you put the country first. I can tell you, when I was serving in Iraq, before we went on a raid, before we hit a house, I never once turned to a guy and said, hey, before we do this mission, I need to know, are you a Republican or a Democrat? You put the country first. And that's what people have to do, is to put the country first. You go back and you look at the founding fathers and their philosophy. They believed that for the country to succeed, there were certain basic civic virtues that everyone had to embody. Benjamin Franklin famously said, leaving the Constitutional Convention, he said, we've created for you a republic if you can keep it. And the only way for American citizens to keep that republic is to make sure that those basic values of courage and compassion and putting the country first are there. And we can see now that there are a lot of elements of the left that are just rejecting those values. And that's why we have to stand up and fight for them.
Eric Greitens will be the host of Actionable Intelligence. It begins Monday right here on Real America's Voice at 6 o'clock. Navy SEAL, Rhodes Scholar, a guy who can get actionable intelligence better than most, I can guarantee you that. I just want to know, Eric, before we let you run, who is this MMA fighter you're going to fight live on the show?
I don't think hopefully we won't be fighting anybody live on the show, but we're going to bring on actually a number of different boxers, MMA fighters. They just have a really interesting perspective on, the challenges that the country is facing, and also a lot of real practical knowledge about how to make it through hard times.
There you go. Eric, again, congratulations. We'll be watching it on Monday. Great job. And I really appreciate you being here. I can tell you this, Tudor. I've known Eric for a number of years now. And what's unique, whether it's being a Rhodes Scholar, a Navy SEAL, he worked for the Peace Corps, he was a governor, everything he does, he's good at. It's one of those people you look at them because they're going to be successful. They do good work, and I think that's what I expect from Actionable Intelligence starting Monday at 6, Tudor. So I would suggest we should be watching it.
Absolutely. You should tune into Real America's Voice all day long. We have a lot of great programming. We have Just the News AM with Carrie Sheffield. Right after this, we have the National Pulse with Raheem Kassam. We have War Room before us. We have News On before us. There's many shows. You take your pick, but please tune in to Real America's Voice. We are going to take a quick break right now, but we're going to be back with Heather Mullins right after this.
America's favorite easy on, easy off energy compression socks just got better. Introducing Copperfit Energy Plus, the world's first graduated compression socks with a rich blend of ingredients found in the top moisturizing lotions and creams. These microencapsulated ingredients are infused into the compression fabric and are gradually released and absorbed by your movement. Motion-activated technology designed to hydrate and soften for all-day comfort. The more you move, the more Copperfit Energy Socks delivers.
I'm not thinking about that I have compression socks on. That simple fact that they feel better with them on than with them off makes me love these socks.
Our most advanced copper-infused compression fabric made in FDA-approved manufacturing facilities, woven into our easy on, easy off graduated compression sock to help reduce swelling and discomfort from prolonged sitting or standing.
I feel that soothingness in my calves and in my ankles, but they can make my feet feel good after 300 miles on the road, and they got to be good for anybody else.
Enhanced compression around the arch and ankles for extra support and relief of muscle aches and pains. And a soft, shock-absorbing footbed for all-day comfort.
All that arch pain that I typically have is just relieved.
They are super comfortable.
They do the job. They're easy and they're effective. That's the whole point of wearing them.
Commercials always promise, promise, promise. This was something easy to try. Just put on a sock, see if it works. I have to say that I'm a fan.
The first ever easy on, easy off compression socks with hydrating ingredients worn by thousands of essential workers across the U.S. Order your Energy Plus compression socks online now at GetEnergyPlus.com for only $19.99 or call 1-800-515-8892. Order right now and get a second pair free.
I get compression, I get comfort, all in one sock.
Motorcycle guys appreciate the better technology. This is better technology.
Feel the power of Copperfit.
This is the kind of card that has America talking. With it, people with Medicare are getting all-in-one coverage for their doctor visits, hospital care, prescription drugs, and more. This kind of insurance, called Medicare Part C, may also cover dental care, eyeglasses, hearing aids, fitness programs, vitamins, even healthy meals and rides to the doctor. With this kind of coverage, you do not need a Medicare supplement insurance plan. You will access your benefits through your Medicare Part C plan for one low and oftentimes $0 monthly plan premium. You deserve to get the most from your Medicare benefits. Call now for free information that may help you get more coverage for less money. There is no obligation to enroll. Whether for yourself or someone you love, call the number on the screen now. Call now.
We are 18 days from the election, and as you know, Steve, we've been calling it MAGA Week here in Michigan because we've had so many folks traveling to Michigan. Obviously, Michigan is a key state. We have had the president's son, Eric Trump. We've had the vice president here. We've had Lara Trump here. Yep. And we will have the president here tomorrow, actually in my town, so I am kind of excited to see how everybody reacts here. I've been watching on the social medias to see what people are saying, but they're not the only people traveling. There are other folks traveling around campaigning for the president because we are so close to this election.
You're exactly right, Tudor. By the way, a brand new poll out of Michigan shows the president with a 1-point lead over Joe Biden. As you mentioned, Michigan critical. Real America's Voice correspondent Heather Mullins has been on the road a number of times with the president at a number of these events, including one in New Hampshire just recently. Heather joins us right now. Good to have you, Heather. Tell us about your experience most recently.
Well, thanks, Steve and Tudor. That's right. So I did actually have the opportunity to meet with Governor Christie of South Dakota yesterday, along with top Trump campaign advisor Corey Lewandowski at one of many New Hampshire Trump victory events across the state. Now, unlike other governors, Governor Noem did not shut her state down during the pandemic. She did not tell businesses that they were not essential. She did not impose mandates, because she didn't believe as governor that it was within her constitutional authority to do so. Now, despite not shutting her state down, she actually says they're doing really well.
I think South Dakota's economy is doing very well because of the decisions that we've made. We've got more revenue coming into the state than ever before, than what we legislatively adopted. Our tourism industry is at 148% of normal, got one of the lowest unemployment rates in the nation, and businesses and families are moving to our state every day. So that is a real benefit, I think, of some of the decisions we've made and the flexibility we've given our people.
So I did actually have the opportunity to ask her as well, how did the president play a role in her ability to handle this pandemic as a governor? And here's what she had to say.
Well, you know, the president allowed me to be governor. He allowed me to make the decisions that were appropriate for me to make and to keep my state open. If Joe Biden had been in the White House, he would have shut this country down and we'd still be shut down and we would have been devastated. So that's why it's so incredible and important to have the right person in the White House that respects our Constitution and the role each of us as leaders play.
Later that day, there was also a roundtable event with various female leaders across the state where Governor Noem shared some success stories from her handling of the coronavirus pandemic in South Dakota. Corey Lewandowski, he said, President Trump has no plans to slow down here in New Hampshire, and in fact, may be out here a second time, although nothing's been announced yet, guys.
I know Governor Noem and the senior advisor to the president, Corey Lewandowski, have been traveling around the country. So I saw them last week in Florida, so they are definitely on a tour to make sure this president gets reelected. Did Corey have anything special to say to you?
Well, I spoke with him. We know Biden just came out and released their fundraising numbers. So I had a chance to ask him, how the campaign was doing on fundraising. And he had an interesting answer. Take a look.
Yeah, look, if fundraising was the metric of success, Hillary Clinton to be the president of the United States, she outspent us 4-1 in the last campaign. And so we know that. It's also about the grassroots activity. It's about the enthusiasm on the ground. It's about people going out and knocking on doors. It's these boat parades. It's these things that just happen organically. Biden doesn't have that.
So you heard it right there from Corey Lewandowski. It's about the enthusiasm, and there's no shortage of enthusiasm for the Trump campaign, guys.
Heather Mullins, greatly appreciated as always, correspondent for Real America's Voice News. She's a road warrior. Trust me, she's out there all over the place, and she loves it, I think. She's on the road. I used to love it when we had that opportunity as well, Tudor, but she really is piling up the miles this year and staying up with the president. I'm not sure if she's coming to see you in West Michigan, but, you could invite the president over maybe for a cup of tea or something.
Yeah, I don't know that he and I are that close, to be honest, but I have heard that the president is really pushing the message that she talked about fundraising, that he is fundraising based on a grassroots effort as opposed to what Joe Biden is doing, which is going to corporate America and asking for money, which I find interesting, Steve, because we've been hearing for so many years that Donald Trump is in the pocket of corporate America and that he is concerned about corporate America, and that is who supports him. But when you look at the numbers, that's not the case, is it?
No, it really is not the case. It's giant donors, hedge fund managers and so forth that are lining the pockets of Joe Biden, Silicon Valley executives lining the pockets of Joe Biden. On the other hand, it's small donors, $10, $20, $50 coming from far more people. In fact, in that category, the president outraising Joe Biden better than 2-1. In small donations. So they talk about the massive haul of fundraising for Joe Biden. but it's not coming from ordinary Americans. It's coming from giant bankrolls. So that might tell you something as well. And we're trying to read all the tea leaves and figure out what's going on. I can tell you this, though. The IBD tip poll just came in as well. It's down to a 5-point lead nationally for Joe Biden. Less than a week ago, that was a 9-point lead. And the reason that matters, the IBD tip poll was pretty accurate in 2016. So I keep an eye on that one to see where it's going, Tudor, because we're all trying to figure out what happens November 3rd. Maybe more importantly, what happens November 4th, 5th, and 6th. As we look at all of this.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, speaking of road warriors for the president, Christie, former Governor Chris Christie, came out and said that he is out of the hospital, but he wishes that he had worn a mask. So this is an interesting message because the Democrats have come out and hit hard against Republicans, saying that not wearing a mask was the problem. He has come out. He said he spent several days in the ICU. He was very sick. He's come out now and said he wishes that he had worn a mask to that ceremony for Amy Coney Barrett when they announced that she would be nominated. Not many people were wearing masks. Many people came out of that. Some folks are calling it a super spreader event. Many senators came out, and the president obviously came out after that and announced that he had tested positive for coronavirus. This was dangerous for Chris Christie. He has a lot of the factors that makes it dangerous, but he is out of the hospital, and we are pleased to hear it. We're very happy for him. We have a quick break, and we will be back right after this.
Do you have any idea how your mattress affects your body and how well you sleep? Is it too hard or too soft, causing you to wake up with sore shoulders, back, or hips? Are you uncomfortable because you're too hot or too cold? Now you can get the total body support you need and the better sleep you want with the new MyPillow mattress topper.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell. When I invented my new MyPillow mattress topper, I made it to have everything you'd ever want in a topper. My mattress topper helps give you the support you need, helps relieve your pressure points, and regulates your body temperature for you as an individual. It comes with a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry the cover. It's made in the USA, and I back it with my 60-day money-back guarantee.
Go to MyPillow.com or call now to get your very own MyPillow mattress topper. Use the promo code and Mike will give you 30% off and 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free. Order now.
MyPillow topper delivers on its promise to give me a better night's sleep.
I can sleep all night through, and it's a miracle for me.
Mike's exclusive 3-layer design starts with a layer of MyPillow foam, providing you superior support and comfort. The second layer of transitional foam evenly distributes body weight and helps relieve uncomfortable pressure points for optimal comfort. Mike's ultra soft outer layer is a patented temperature-regulating cover that helps keep you at your ideal sleeping temperature all night long. Unlike other sleep systems costing thousands, the MyPillow mattress topper takes comfort to a whole new level without any wires, remotes, or moving parts. Call now or go to MyPillow.com to order your MyPillow topper. Use the promo code to save 30%. When you do, Mike will give you 2 of his standard MyPillows absolutely free. That's right, 2 standard MyPillows free and 30% off your MyPillow topper today. Order now.
I personally guarantee it's going to change your bed into the most comfortable bed you'll ever own.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
If you're over 50, imagine you could turn back the clock on your stiff, achy joints 10, even 20 years. Imagine you could do this without products that just temporarily hide the symptoms and may have side effects. Imagine no more. Get your complimentary sample of Instaflex Advanced just by texting JOINT to 231231. Instaflex Advanced is different because it targets the root cause of joint soreness and stiffness. It doesn't just cover up symptoms. Instead, it bathes your joints in its unique combination of 5 key natural ingredients found in no other product. Key ingredients backed by 5 clinical studies. Instaflex Advanced is so powerful, you could have better knees in just 1 week. Maybe that's why it's #1 at GNC. But you can only get your complimentary sample by texting JOINT to 231231. Plus, text now and we'll include a tube of Instaflex pain cream with its exclusive oxygenated oil for fast-acting relief from the pain of arthritis, backaches, and sore muscles, absolutely free. Text JOINT to 231231.
Such a very busy week here across the United States and around the world for news on this Friday. Kyle Rittenhouse back in the headlines. Rittenhouse, of course, the teenager who shot and killed 2 protesters and injured a 3rd while he was being attacked. At least that's the way it looked on tape in Kenosha, Wisconsin. here a few weeks ago. He will not face gun charges in Illinois. That's one of your headlines for today. He's just 17 years old. He faces 6 criminal counts in Wisconsin, including first-degree intentional homicide. He used an AR-15 style rifle, it is alleged, during the protests in Kenosha that erupted after the police shooting of Jacob Blake. Lake County State's Attorney Michael Nerheim's office said in a statement, that's Illinois, by the way, said in a statement that an investigation conducted by local police, quote, revealed the gun used in the Kenosha shooting was purchased, stored, and used in Wisconsin. And that is exactly what Kyle Rittenhouse's attorneys had said. Additionally, they say there is no evidence the gun was ever physically possessed by Rittenhouse in Illinois. That, again, according to the state attorney's office. Police in Antioch, Illinois had led the investigation. Antioch is Rittenhouse's hometown. That's about 15 miles southwest of Kenosha. And the question was, had this firearm been transported across state lines? It had not. And by the way, going back, this is exactly what the attorneys had said that are defending Rittenhouse in this case. They said a couple of things. First of all, he didn't violate any gun laws. He was legally in possession of this long gun during the riots in Kenosha, and he shot only in self-defense to preserve his own life. So therefore, they say he will be acquitted on all charges if it ever even goes to court, Tudor.
Well, now a couple has come forward and said that the reason that he actually shot that fatal shot was because this man, Joshua Zeminski, he's 35, both he and his wife Kelly came out and said he fired off a warning shot into the air. So I want to ask you about this, Steve, because I am not somebody who is super familiar with guns, but I have heard that shooting off a warning shot is just as dangerous as shooting anywhere. Shooting in the air, you don't know where that bullet's going. Is that true, or is a warning shot a normal thing?
Well, no, I think that shooting, when you fire a gun into the air, you see this oftentimes on New Year's Eve celebrations and other such things. Very dangerous. You don't know where that round is going. It's going, 1,000 feet in the air, and then gravity takes over. It comes back to Earth, striking what? You have no idea. Another person that has no idea how firearms work is Joe Biden. A few years ago, he recommended shooting a shotgun through a door if you thought you were defending yourself. Not a good idea. Last night during the debate, he said police officers could de-escalate, not shoot to kill, just shoot a guy in the leg. So a lot of bad advice flying around when it comes to firearms out there. I'm telling you, it is absolutely ridiculous. Police, meanwhile, in Massachusetts, are searching for a woman they say assaulted a supporter of Donald Trump. Yeah, they say she assaulted a supporter of Donald Trump yesterday, and they're looking for help in tracking her down. Maybe 2 women involved in this attack. It happened, they say, they received several 911 calls related to this attack in Fall River, Massachusetts. That's about 50 miles south of Boston, by the way. A preliminary investigation revealed that the victim was physically assaulted by 2 women for displaying Trump flags on her vehicle. That, according to the City of Fall River Police Department on Facebook. This is the car they're looking for. You can see it right there on your screen. The women allegedly pulled up to the victim's vehicle in a gray Nissan Altima, exchanged words about the flags. The suspects then assaulted the victim while her daughter was in the back seat. She tried to de-escalate the situation by telling the 2 women to get away from her car, but then she put her window down to communicate, and she was punched in the face right through the open window. Maybe people should be a little less excitable because somebody you see isn't voting for the person you think they should. America's about dialogue. It's about having a better argument. It's not about punching somebody in the face because they have a sticker or a flag that you don't like. Just saying.
Well, meanwhile, you have Kamala Harris on Rachel Maddow's show, and Rachel Maddow goes through this long list of problems that she has with Judge Amy Coney Barrett. And she asks Kamala, well, what's the solution to this? And she says, let's not stop protesting. Keep the protesting going. Even though we see this violence, they're still calling for it to continue. Steve, quick break. We'll be right back. America's Voice Live.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I guarantee you they'll be the most comfortable sheets you'll ever own.
With the Giza Dream Sheets, I'm getting the best sleep of my life.
They are so soft and smooth. I never slept so good.
I fall asleep faster because I'm actually comfortable.
I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable, which is why I can give you my full 10-year warranty. But I didn't stop there. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. I guarantee you the first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now. MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets are available in a variety of colors and will be the softest, most comfortable sheets you will ever own. Use the promo code and get 2 for 1 low price, plus free shipping. Giza Dreams are made with the finest, most sought-after cotton in the world. Giza cotton was once reserved for only the finest dress shirts, but is now available in Mike's Giza Dream Sheets. They feature a beautiful silky sateen weave that helps keep you cool and comfortable all night long.
With the Giza Dream Sheets, I'm getting the best rest of my life.
I love my Giza Dream Sheets. Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. Use the promo code and Mike will give you a very special 2 for 1 low price and free shipping. That's right, get 2 for 1 low price and free shipping. Call or go online now.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm here to tell you about my new product from MyPillow, towels that actually work. Watch this absorbency test. Here's another towel that we randomly went out and bought. Here's one of my towels with the nice design. I don't know if you can see this, but you could line a swimming pool with this. I mean, this is crazy. Get rid of it. Towels that actually work. What a concept.
I really love the towels. They're really great. They're super absorbent.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now. The new MyPillow towels are exclusively made with 100% USA combed cotton with proprietary technology and with maximum absorbency. They dry you faster and are guaranteed to work. And listen to this. Use the promo code on your screen and Mike will include a second full towel set with bath towel, hand towel, and washcloth absolutely free. That's 2 MyPillow towel sets for the price of 1 in your choice of color.
I personally guarantee they're going to be the best towels you'll ever own.
Order now.
You are watching America's Voice Live. This is our second hour. I'm Tudor Dixon, and as usual, I have Steve Gruber by my side. Steve, we were just talking about the fact that folks in the GOP are campaigning across the country, and of course, the president is always out there, isn't he?
He is setting the pace, Tudor, as you mentioned. In fact, he just took the stage in Fort Myers, Florida. It's an event called Protecting America's Seniors. We're going to drop in live and see what the president has to say today.
We will overcome. My message to America's seniors today is one of optimism, confidence, and hope. Your sacrifice has not been in vain. The light at the end of the tunnel is near. We are rounding the turn. I say that all the time. Some of the media doesn't like hearing it, but I say it all the time. We're rounding that turn. Don't listen to the cynics and angry partisans and professional pessimists. We are Americans and we will prevail. We are prevailing and we are. It's amazing what's happening. If you look at what's going on, it's been really very amazing. I'm moving heaven and earth to safeguard our seniors from the China virus, to deliver life-saving therapies in record time, and to distribute a safe and effective vaccine before the end of the year. And we're really doing it even sooner than that. You see what's going on. We have the vaccines getting ready to go. Seniors will be the first in line for the vaccine, and we will soon be ending this pandemic. Hasn't happened a thing like this since 1918, 1917. That was a bad one, too. That was a real bad one. I will not rest until we've eradicated this plague from our country and our lives and our world. We want it out. When the China virus arrived, we launched the largest mobilization since World War II. Our aggressive and early action saved more than 2 million lives compared to the best estimates from last spring. You remember when they were giving you estimates? Since the beginning, our nation's seniors have been my top priority. It was obvious very early on that it was affecting the seniors, not young people. Young people they have that strong immune system. And I give all credit to them, but they have a strong immune system. And 99.99, think of that. But when you get into people that have a few more years, it's a little bit more difficult. When you get a lot more years, it's a lot more difficult. But what they've done with therapeutics now and what they've done with all of the other things that they're doing, it's incredible. We heightened mitigation and surge testing to protect those at highest risk. We sent billions and billions of dollars in funding to personal protective equipment and distributed rapid testing to 15,400 nursing homes all over the country. We've worked with a lot of governors. We've worked with a lot of governors, and some have done a great job, and some have done a not a great job, and some have done a very poor job, actually, but some have done a great job. But we're working very closely with the governors of the states. Just this week, even the New York Times, this was shocking, was forced to admit that, quote, experts are saying with genuine confidence that the pandemic in the United States will be over far sooner than they expected. And they're right, but I was shocked to hear it coming out of the New York Times, right? I was a little sorry. And it's thanks to my administration's Operation Warp Speed, incredible people. Because of advances in treatment we pioneered, and we have many treatments, but because of these great advances, we've reached the point where the fatality rate is reduced by 85% since April, and now it's up to probably 91%. Well, I'm here, I'll tell you. Thank you. Well, I don't know what they gave me, but give me some more of it right now and you can have some. No, I know exactly what they gave. It was actually pretty amazing. I'm also working with the FDA and HHS to make the antibody treatment that I received. It's called Regeneron, plus also it's incredible. And you know what they can do today is incredible. And they felt very confident even 6 months ago when they started. Think of it, we got this all done in a very short period of time, and now we're going for emergency use because we're going to make it available to everyone who needs it for free. Anybody in the country. And Eli Lilly is making a very similar drug, and Alex, they're working very hard on that, right? Alex Azar. So thank you very much, because I want people to get it, and we're getting it free, right? So we got to do that. If you need it. If you don't need it, that's even better, okay? That's even better. But if you need it, right, you get it. It's really pretty amazing what happened, because I wasn't feeling great. And the next day I wake up and I'm saying, like, who can I fight today? Thank you. So our groundbreaking therapies have significantly improved our outcomes for elderly patients, but I'll not relent until all American seniors are safe. You're going to be safe, 100% safe. And we're at a point where really so much progress has been made. Under Operation Warp Speed, we're on track to deliver at least 100 million doses of a vaccine this year, and could even be a little bit sooner than what they were originally anticipating, with hundreds of millions more to quickly follow. Alex, remember that, Alex. Today, I'm thrilled to announce that we have just finalized a partnership with CVS and Walgreens, two places you know pretty well, I guess, to immediately deliver the vaccine directly to nursing homes at no cost to our seniors. No cost. Right? No cost. Now, once you have that vaccine, these are very effective. Once you have that vaccine, you can open those doors and say, here I am. But with everything that I say and everything I do, if you feel safer at home, and, you know, we can all be like, let's get out there. And I felt as president, I knew there was risk, but I had to be out. I can't just be locked in a basement, to put it. Lock them in a basement. I felt I had to be out there, would see Gold Star families, would say, and they've been looking forward for months to coming to the White House, and many, many other people, military people and heads of state. And I know you put yourself at risk, but you can't, you have to lead your life. But I say this, there are people also that would rather stay in place, stay where you are. And to those people, and I understand that very well, stay. Just relax, stay until it's gone. And it'll be gone, but stay. Don't feel badly or don't feel good about it, just stay. If you feel safe, stay. I'm working as hard as I can so you can kiss and hug your children and grandchildren very soon. That's something I missed also, I will be honest with you. As we shelter high-risk Americans with extreme vigilance, we must also allow lower-risk Americans to return to work and return to school. I mean, children should go to school. My young son Barron had it, and he had it, and all of a sudden he doesn't have it. It's like, you know, it was different. It's a whole different deal, and they should go to school, and they have to, because, you know, I talk about the cure, right? It cannot be worse than the problem itself. It's a very simple statement, but the cure cannot be worse than the problem itself. And with young children, they have to go to school. They have to be with other kids. They have to grow up. They can't lose a year of their life. And if you look at some of, you know, these lockdowns that the Democrats are doing in some states, if you look at North Carolina and Pennsylvania and Michigan, we won the case against her in Michigan. I mean, she's running like a prison, except for her husband, who's allowed to go boating. That doesn't work out somehow. Fortunately, they caught him. He was going to go on the lake boating. Oh, that's nice, but nobody else was allowed to do it. But we won the case against her for Michigan, and we freed up the state. And it's a great thing. I mean, it's a great thing. We freed up the state. Because that whole thing with drugs and alcohol and depression and all of the horrible things, we could go over a long list of things, but we can't let that happen. So we want the Democrat, radical left in many cases, Democrats, we want to open their states, open up your states. And we're very careful with our seniors, and that's different. But open up your states, get it back. Despite punishing society-wide lockdowns in Europe, I don't know if you've been watching, they're now experiencing a massive surge in cases. Daily cases are 2,500% higher in the United Kingdom, as an example, and 722% higher in Europe than in the United States. Okay, think of that. No, think of that. And we wish them, and we're working with them closely. We're making ventilators for them, for many of the countries over there. We became the ventilator king. I mean, we didn't have many ventilators. We inherited bare cupboards. I say the cupboards were bare, and many of the states, they had cupboards were bare, and now they're loaded up and they're ready. But we make the hardest thing of the ventilators because of the complexity of the machine, the cost, the size, but the pure complexity. And we make thousands of ventilators now a month, and we're sending them all over the world. We're all set with the ventilators, but we're sending them all over the world. But hopefully you won't need them. Soon you won't even need them. I really think you're going to not need the ventilators, hopefully soon, very soon. But sadly, in Europe, the average daily deaths are really soaring. 402% higher in the United Kingdom, 493% higher in Europe. Meanwhile, in the United States, deaths have decreased by 37%. So that's helpful, right? So the fake news doesn't want to tell you that, right? They want no piece of that. They don't want anything to do with that. So whether you're Republican or Democrat, we must choose facts over fear. We have to. Science over hysteria, hope over despair, and the common good over partisan politics. And again, stay, if you feel good, if you feel safe, because it's going to be gone, stay where you are. Don't leave. Don't say, oh, gee, I have to get out. The president said, let's get out. Stay where you are. I have a lot of friends. They're strong people. They're senior citizens, great people, very successful people. Hi. Look, she's with. Hi. Thank you. Thank you, hon. But, you know, they're tough, actually. But they feel comfortable until this is gone. And there are people, and I do that. I might do that. If I weren't in this position, maybe I'd be doing it myself. In this position, it's a little tougher. But we cannot allow unscientific, panic-driven, fear-based policies to deny our children and grandchildren their future and their dreams. We can't take a year or 2 years out of their life. There's a whole social thing going on there, too. These left-wing lockdowns will crush America, and my plan is very simple. We're going to crush the virus and go back to exactly where we were. We're almost getting back there now. So together, we will end this pandemic, we will rebuild our economy, and we will ensure our seniors can live long, happy, secure, and healthy lives with your grandchildren and your children. You're going to hug them, right? It's good. Under my leadership, next year will be one of the greatest years in the history of our country economically. We're grateful to be joined today by Secretary of Health and Human Services, Alex Azar. Alex, we're counting on you. We're counting on you. I'm going to blame him if this stuff doesn't happen fast, right? Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, a fantastic woman, Administrator Seema Verma. Thank you, Seema. Great job you're doing. And a friend of mine who's become very, very popular. I guess that was what that big applause was. I was backstage. I said, who just came in? I thought Elvis entered the room. It was your Florida Governor, Ron DeSantis. That's great, Ron. Right. And by the way, we have some crowd. You see what's going on outside? The mayor said he's never seen anything. He's never seen anything like that. He's never seen anything. No, there's a lot of love outside, I want to tell you. That's a lot of love. And, you know, we're leading in the state of Florida, just so we understand. By perhaps a lot. Also with us, some warriors, representatives, Gus Bilirakis. Gus, great job, Gus. And another friend of mine, these are really terrific people, Greg Stubbe. Greg, thank you very much, Greg. Thank you. Thanks as well to Fort Myers Mayor Randy Henderson. Randy, thank you. Thank you, Randy. Good job, Randy. That's quite a crowd, huh? That's good. Thank you very much. And Cape Coral Mayor Joe Coviello. Joe Coviello. Thank you, Joe. Great job. Great job. We're also tremendously honored to be joined by World War II and Korean War veteran, a very brave guy, Wally Cortese. Wally Cortese. Thank you, Wally. You look good, Wally. I'll tell you, 2 wars and you're looking good. Thank you, Wally. Appreciate it. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Thanks also to all of the members of the VFW Golden Gate Honor Guard. They're with us today. Thank you. That's so great, huh? That's so great. VFW. Fantastic job. Thank you very much for being here. As I fight to protect our amazing seniors from the China virus, I'm also fighting to protect you from another danger, one which threatens everything we cherish, value, and worked our entire lives to build and to defend. As we gather today, seniors are under threat from a radical left movement that seeks to destroy the American way of life. We're not going to allow it. And you know one thing, Sleepy Joe can do nothing about it. The left has been taken over by socialists and Marxists and extremists, and they have. They want to transform our nation into a country that would no longer be recognizable, and their agenda will shatter America's seniors. Their plan to delay the vaccine, delay therapies, and prolong the pandemic will cost thousands and thousands of lives, will be horrifying for our country. Their plan for higher taxes, they want to quadruple taxes. Every company will move out. They'll go back to where they came. We had tremendous people, tremendous companies come into our country. We're bringing tremendous jobs, 160 million jobs. We've never had anything like it before the plague, and then we're building it back up again. Last 4 months, we've set records on employment, on hiring, employment. And you know, a number that, let's say a year ago wouldn't have sounded great, but now sounds incredible. 7.8% unemployment. Think of it. People were talking about 42%. We're back down to 7.8, and we'll be soon down to the number where we were 7 months ago. Pretty amazing. I never thought I'd be happy with 7.8%, but you know, when you think about it, right? It's they were talking 39%, 42%. Ron, 7.8 is a pretty amazing thing. We did that in a rapid fashion. Nobody's ever seen anything like it, actually. Their plan for higher taxes and crippling regulations, however, would crater our economy. Their insane energy policies, because you know they're going to be fracking. Hey, Biden for a year and a half is saying there will be no fracking. Then he lucks out, he gets the nomination because Elizabeth Warren refused to get out. So Bernie, a second time, that happened twice to Bernie. Bernie, he's a hell of a loser. That's one thing I'll say. He knows how to lose. No, he knows how to lose. Guy loses, he goes back to work like nothing happened. No, they took it away from him twice. I think the second time in a way worse because she stayed in, she took the votes, and Sleepy Joe just got in there. That's why you got to be careful. You got to be careful. You never know what happens. But if you take a look, and we can't let any of this stuff happen. And you look at what's happened to other countries where they've had this philosophy, where they've had this ideology, we can't let. But you watch what they're saying about the fracking, where he said no, and he said it with such, you know, it's not like, well, I'll think about it. He's doing the same thing with the courts right now. They're going to pack the Supreme Court. You see what they want to do? Would be destruction of our country. But you take a look. So he says, no, there will be.
You've been watching President Trump live in Fort Myers, Florida, here on America's Voice Live, an event called Protecting America's Seniors. He has another rally tonight. But I want to take you back earlier today on Real America's Voice on the Steve Gruber Show, where Rudy Giuliani joined me to talk about the latest allegations against Hunter Biden and Joe Biden that come from that laptop computer found in Delaware. And he says there is evidence now of bribes being paid to Hunter that made their way all the way to Joe Biden. Here's Rudy Giuliani from the Steve Gruber Show earlier today. At the center of it all, in part at least, Rudy Giuliani, attorney, cybersecurity advisor, politician, and the 107th mayor of New York City, who also was a federal prosecutor. America's mayor. Mr. Mayor, welcome back to the program. Good to have you here.
Oh, very nice to meet you, Steve. How are you?
I'm doing well. This is a big story, and I don't want to talk about how the computer came to be in your possession because I think it takes away from our
Whatever
time.
you want.
I want to focus on what's on the computer. I want to focus on the information that's there because basically what the Twitter people and the Facebook people and those on the left are trying to do is say that it's not credible, that this information is not here. Tell me what is on here that you have seen that you're aware of with Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, James Biden, this entire tangled mess, sir.
Well, having gone through half of it only and about a third of it in detail, I'll give you half of it, half of what's on it. There is very, very powerful corroboration about the Ukraine, that in essence there were two bribes involved in the Ukraine. One was a bribe to Joe Biden through Hunter Biden in order to protect the company of a very crooked Ukrainian businessman named Mykola Loshevsky. He owned an energy business that was going to be seized by the government because he had stolen and had secreted overseas about $5 billion. He was afraid the new government was going to seize his country. His new country was going to seize his business. And he made a deal with Biden, and he hired Joe Biden and Joe Biden's son and Joe Biden's son company that included John Kerry's stepson. So in essence, he got himself the vice president and the secretary of state. And the deal was that they would use their influence to prevent the Ukrainian government from seizing his business. In exchange for that, he did Joe a favor. He hired Hunter right out of being thrown out of the Navy for being a drug addict, because nobody else would have hired him. Certainly nobody would have paid him. I mean, they paid the firm $2 million a year at the beginning. And then 2 years later, when the prosecutor moved to arrest the company, Joe Biden moved in, and a famous tape recording that exists, video recording, he pressured the president of Ukraine to fire the prosecutor, and lo and behold, the case against the son, the case against the crooked Ukrainian was dismissed. The crooked Ukrainian who stole $5 billion, now sitting in Ukraine, fat and happy with the business he stole.
Let me ask you this. Rudy Giuliani here. Rudy Giuliani has had the opportunity to see these thousands of emails, text messages, videos, and pictures, some of them hard to look at, honestly. Hunter Biden
really,
sleeps
really,
with a crack pipe in his mouth. My understanding is that some of this money from Burisma that we're referring to here, I believe, this bribe you say that Joe Biden got through Hunter Biden, was run through Latvian banks. I don't know if you've seen that, but I wanted to ask you about that.
No, sure, I have it in front of me.
Is that part of it?
Well, actually, I had that before. I had gotten that from the Latvian government and the Cypriot government. So basically, Biden was paid $83,000 a month. His partner, Devin Archer, was paid $83,000 a month until he went to jail. And these are the kinds of people they hang around with. So the company was getting $168,000 a month. So basically, they were getting $2 million a year for a couple of years, then $1 million a year. Then you have this side payment. This is a $14 million money laundering transaction in which Hunter Biden, I mean, you could convict him just with this document. Hunter Biden and Devin Archer get $3.4 million of it. It's laundered from Ukraine, disguised as a loan, moves through several Latvian banks, then through the Cypriot bank they used for money laundering all the time. Then it was sent to an account of the Bidens. The only way it was discovered is when Devin Archer, his partner, got prosecuted for securities fraud, and then these books were examined, and here was this big $3.4 million check.
Sticking out like a sore thumb. There it is. All right, Rudy, let me ask you this.
There was no explanation for it.
Right.
It was some kind of loan, but there was no loan document. They had spent it.
It was a payoff. But here's the crux of it. Right now, just over 2 weeks to go before a national election, the left doesn't want to talk about it. Big tech is trying to bury it. But here is the quote from Joe Biden time and again. I have never spoken to my son about his overseas business dealings. What do you say to that? What is on this computer that refutes that and says that's not accurate?
Well, I mean, first of all, you have to be idiotic to believe that. But second, on the computer is a very, very detailed, arranged meeting that took about 6 months to arrange between the number two person, the person who was actually running this crooked company, and I emphasize this is the most crooked company in Ukraine. And Hunter is arranging a meeting between the number two person from Burisma with his father.
And there you have it. A lot to talk about with Rudy Giuliani. You can catch the Steve Gruber Show weekdays from 6 to 8 here on Real America's Voice. Of course, then America's Voice Live, myself and Tudor Dixon from 1 to 3 every day. I encourage you to join us because there are always big stories and great guests. It's always first class right here on Real America's Voice. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Stay tuned to get a free pan from Granite Stone. Stuck on eggs, burnt on batter. You can scrub and scrape, but you can't escape the nightmare of your sticky pans. Introducing the Granite Stone Pan, the all-new durable non-stick pan. No butter or oil needed. Watch, we melted down these sticky candies in granite stone, and it just doesn't stick. We cooked a half a dozen eggs, bacon, cheese, and tomato breakfast with no butter or oil, and it just doesn't stick. Look, caramels, chocolate, and cheese. Unreal for any other pan, but not for Granite Stone. It just doesn't stick. Granite Stone will be the last pan you'll ever need because it's pressed from a solid aluminum disc for even heat conduction, then coated 3 times with our durable Granite Stone finish. Granite Stone is metal utensil safe and won't scratch. And talk about non-stick. This salmon cooked skin side down with no added butter or oil just doesn't stick. This steak is perfectly seared just like the pros. And because Granite Stone is oven rated to 500 degrees, we bake this upside down pan pizza to perfection, and it just doesn't stick. Fire Flambe Delicious Cherries Jubilee. Plus, it's PFOA free and 100% dishwasher safe. Call or go online to get your Granite Stone pan for the special TV discount price of just $19.99. Granite Stone is so durable it comes with a 10-year warranty. And with every order, you're going to get a Granite Stone single-serve egg pan absolutely free. It's the perfect size for personalized eggs, omelets, or frittatas that slide right out. It makes the best bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich quick. Yours absolutely free. We'll even ship your entire order free. That's right, free shipping. You get it all, an incredible value. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-850-0237. That's 1-800-850-0237, or order online at buygranitestone.com. That's 1-800-850-0237. Call now.
So, Frank, you're the big hurt. Why do you need Eugenics? After 40, a guy loses free testosterone. Even me. I couldn't stay in shape like I used to.
Frank! So does Eugenics really work?
Oh, yeah. My workouts are incredible now. I'm feeling stronger, more energetic, with a lot more drive.
Frank. So, say I knew someone who should try Eugenics. How does he do that?
It's easy. Just send a text to get a complimentary bottle.
Frank's right. Now you can claim a complimentary bottle of award-winning Eugenics by texting BUFF to 42424. Its unique formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help a man feel stronger, leaner, more energetic, and more passionate. Text BUFF to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Eugenics Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of new Eugenics Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. That's BUFF to 42424.
This is an extraordinarily tight race. We are 18 days out from this election, and as we've been saying, it's constant twists and turns, from the president getting coronavirus to now Kamala Harris is quarantining because folks in her staff also have tested positive. It seems like it's a good time to check out the polls, so we're going to go out to our Denver studios to Jessica Rivera, who has an update for us.
Thank you, Tudor. And President Trump will be in Ocala, Florida today for another stop on his Make America Great Again campaign trail. Florida has 29 electoral votes that are vital to any presidential election, especially this year's. 2016 polls predicted a for sure win for Hillary Clinton, but in the end, the president came out the winner with a 1.2% lead. According to the Florida Department of State's new data, the Sunshine State is looking very good for President Trump once again. Also, in 2016, there were 328,000 Democrat registered voters in Florida, but this year's data is showing Florida only has 135,000 registered Democrat voters. So according to current national polls, this year's race is much tighter in battleground states than in 2016, with Rasmussen showing President Trump will win battleground states, Florida and North Carolina, but that Joe Biden is ahead by almost 5% in the other battleground states. Trump campaign advisor Corey Lewandowski says in 2016, mainstream media released inaccurate polling results, and they're doing it again.
To address some of these issues with the national media, and what I told them, and what I'm going to repeat here, was that you lose all of your credibility if you simply espouse these polls that are being conducted, because these polls refuse to both demonstrate their methodology, in other words, how they did the poll and the sampling, did it oversample Democrats or undersample Republicans, and they also refuse, John, which is, the hallmark of any good poll, to provide their crosstabs so that individuals like me can look at a cross-section of the data and determine what is really going on.
Which Tudor only means if election results are not what mainstream media polls are saying, results will surely be contested, which I think most of us have been expecting for a while. And as far as rallies for today, President Trump will be in Macon, Georgia tonight after his rally in Ocala, Florida. Back to you, Tudor.
Thank you, Jessica. And speaking of the election, we have a lot of questions on mail-in ballots. It's a question that came up in the town halls last night. So I want to bring in Hans von Spakovsky to talk about this. Hans, we have a situation in California where you are actually able to ballot harvest, but something is coming out of California now where that person, I want you to explain this to our audience, that person who I guess is harvesting that ballot has to sign the ballot that they were the one that picked it up and brought it to the polling place, but now we're hearing that they might forego that signature. What does that mean?
Well, it means that you won't be able to tell, and law enforcement in particular, won't be able to tell who it was that brought in an absentee ballot or maybe hundreds or thousands of absentee ballots if they discover that these ballots were forged or that the voters were coerced or pressured or intimidated to vote a particular way. Now they won't have any way of investigating who was responsible for doing that.
What are you anticipating with this election? Because here in Michigan, we have, I think, 14 days afterward to get ballots in and counted.
Right.
In many other states, they've given this grace period. Do you think it will be that we'll find out on election night? Will it be that clear on election night who the winner is? Or are we going to be looking at a couple of weeks after this election?
That depends entirely on how quickly election officials are able to process and count absentee ballots. It takes longer to handle absentee ballots than it does votes cast in person. And what I fear is that there will be such a large increase in absentee ballots by voters, much larger than is what is usually cast, that election officials may not be prepared to handle that. Remember, New York had that problem in its June 23rd primary. They were so overwhelmed by the very large number of absentee ballots cast that it took them 6 weeks to count the outcome of the election.
I guess I'm confused by this because don't we already know how many absentee ballots have been requested? And then if that's the case, are those coming in still? I guess maybe it's that those can still come in afterward. But what is it that takes so much longer? Do they have to take them out of envelopes? They're feeding them through the same machines, right? I think American people are not understanding why there isn't just a group of folks there feeding those ballots into the machines so that we get them through on that day.
Well, because think about this. When you go into a polling place that uses a paper ballot, as soon as you voted it, you go over and you drop it in the ballot box, although these days they also have a computer scanner. So the computer scanner scans the ballot, totals up your vote, and then it drops into the ballot box. Absentee ballots come in two different envelopes. There's an outside envelope that has information in it and on it that's got your signature. It's got your voter registration information. All of that has to be checked by election officials first to make sure it's a valid ballot, such as comparing your signature on the ballot envelope to your signature in the voter registration files. Once all of that occurs, then they have to open up the second ballot, the one that actually contains the ballot that you filled out, and then they have to stack that with all of the other ballots and get them ready to be counted by running them through scanner. It just takes more time to do that than it does counting the ballots people cast themselves in polling places.
So why, instead of having this go after the election, why not have absentee ballots start a week before and have them begin counting and say the last day is election day? I still don't understand the decision process of going after the election outside of the fact that that gives you the opportunity for fraud because you're seeing the results of the election night and then you're counting ballots afterward. It seems like it's just a really big opportunity for whoever is losing to say, throw some more ballots in there.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right about that. And that's why I think states that are extending their deadlines and saying, no, you don't have to get the absentee ballot in by the end of Election Day, but we're going to keep accepting them a week or 2 weeks after the election. That is a big mistake, particularly in states that allow vote harvesting, because I can guarantee you that vote harvesters, people working for campaigns that are losing or political parties that are losing, will be going through neighborhoods trying to find people who have not yet voted their absentee ballots and get them to vote. And that, of course, should not be happening. People should not be able to vote after Election Day when they've already seen preliminary results.
Really quick, we have about a minute left. When you hear about these folks out there that are poll watchers and poll challengers, what does it mean? So many of the American people are saying, well, we're scared that there's going to be these people there intimidating us. Is that what those folks are there to do?
No, and that can't happen in a polling place. That's against the law in every single state. Poll watchers have one thing only that they can do, and that is observe. And that is a good thing. That lends transparency to our election process. Political parties and candidates have the legal right and should have the legal right to have observers. All of the laws governing poll watchers say that if a poll watcher tries to interfere with a vote or the election process, they have to be ejected from the poll. So, like I said, it's essential to the transparency of elections, and people should not, the fear that they're going to somehow be intimidated by poll watchers, that's just not the case.
Okay. Hans von Spakovsky, thank you so much for coming on today. We really appreciate your insight when everybody is questioning what is happening with mail-in ballots. That's the news. We'll see what happens on Election Day. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned to get a free pan from Granite Stone. Stuck on eggs, burnt on batter. You can scrub and scrape, but you can't escape the nightmare of your sticky pans. Introducing the Granite Stone Pan, the all-new durable non-stick pan. No butter or oil needed. Watch, we melted down these sticky candies in Granite Stone, and it just doesn't stick. We cooked a half a dozen eggs, bacon, cheese, and tomato breakfast with no butter or oil, and it just doesn't stick. Look, caramels, chocolate, and cheese. Unreal for any other pan, but not for Granite Stone. It just doesn't stick. Granite Stone will be the last pan you'll ever need because it's pressed from a solid aluminum disc for even heat conduction, then coated 3 times with our durable Granite Stone finish. Granite Stone is metal utensil safe and won't scratch. And talk about non-stick. This salmon cooked skin side down with no added butter or oil just doesn't stick. This steak is perfectly seared just like the pros. And because Granite Stone is oven rated to 500 degrees, we bake this upside down pan pizza to perfection, and it just doesn't stick. Fire Flambe Delicious Cherries Jubilee. Plus, it's PFOA free and 100% dishwasher safe. Call or go online to get your Granite Stone pan for the special TV discount price of just $19.99. Granite Stone is so durable it comes with a 10-year warranty. And with every order, you're going to get a Granite Stone single-serve egg pan absolutely free. It's the perfect size for personalized eggs, omelets, or frittatas that slide right out. It makes the best bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich quick. Yours absolutely free. We'll even ship your entire order free. That's right, free shipping. You get it all, an incredible value. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-850-0237. That's 1-800-850-0237, or order online at buygranitestone.com. That's 1-800-850-0237. Call now.
This is the kind of card that has America talking. With it, people with Medicare are getting all-in-one coverage for their doctor visits, hospital care, prescription drugs, and more. This kind of insurance, called Medicare Part C, may also cover dental care, eyeglasses, hearing aids, fitness programs, vitamins, even healthy meals and rides to the doctor. With this kind of coverage, you do not need a Medicare supplement insurance plan. You will access your benefits through your Medicare Part C plan for one low and oftentimes $0 monthly plan premium. You deserve to get the most from your Medicare benefits. Call now for free information that may help you get more coverage for less money. There is no obligation to enroll. Whether for yourself or someone you love, call the number on the screen now. Call now.
A lot going on with just 18 days left to the election. Steve, I was just talking to Hans, obviously, about what's going on with California and mail-in ballots. It's going to be an interesting election out there and in other states where you can actually ballot harvest, don't you think?
Yeah, well, it's illegal in all 49 states except California, except they've made it so vague now in so many places. We'll see what happens. Our West Coast correspondent Amanda Head joining us now to sort out not only that, but a bit of recap, if you will, on the town halls last night. And Amanda, I want to play for you a sound bite because I know you're familiar with firearms, as am I. And I saw and heard something remarkable last night, remarkably stupid, frankly, from Joe Biden when he said, try to de-escalate. Listen to what Joe Biden said on ABC.
We can do this. You can ban chokeholds. You can, but beyond that, you have to teach people how to de-escalate circumstances. De-escalate. So instead of anybody coming at you and the first thing you do is shoot to kill, you shoot them in the leg. There's ways you have to do more background checks in terms of whether or not the person coming in passes certain psychological test.
So, Amanda, just shoot them in the leg. What do you think?
So this is how you know that someone has spent virtually 5 decades in government with someone else handling firearms and protection for them rather than them doing it themselves. Hollywood has ruined us with respect to this notion that you can shoot someone in the leg as opposed to shooting them at the center of their body. Let me tell you, and I don't know this from experience, but I know because I have law enforcement in my family, if you aim at a leg or a limb, you are going to miss. So if you have a violent criminal as a police officer, even as a private citizen, someone charging you, you are taught to, wisely, shoot for the center. You might not hit it, but you might hit an arm and you might hit a leg. But aiming for the leg is just so utterly stupid and honestly myopic, and it just shows his ignorance.
Well, aiming for a leg is also not necessarily not deadly. You can kill someone shooting them in the leg. It's an interesting concept, but in practice, I don't think it actually works. Now, we have another story that has come out recently about Ice Cube. Ice Cube went to the Democrats and said, I have an idea for Black Americans that will help to make them more successful. And you know what Democrats said to him? We will meet with you after the election. So he tweeted out about this because he actually went and met with the president's team and they implemented what he wanted to do. And now we're seeing that come to light. Here it is. He says, so the powers that be canceled, and he got canceled on CNN, so he's been canceled for this. So the powers that be canceled my interview on Cuomo Prime Time tonight. I've actually been banned from CNN for a few months. So surprised they even asked, but it seems like they can't handle the truth. Amanda, this is Black America reaching out to him and saying, I have great ideas for minority communities. And they say, we'll meet with you after the election. I can't think of any more playing politics than that.
Yeah, and this is a celebrity who has been critical of President Trump in the past. He has not, he certainly has not endorsed Donald Trump for president. He hasn't endorsed Joe Biden. He hasn't endorsed anyone. But what he did was he gave an opportunity to both parties and both parties' leaders to come to the table and talk to him. And he also tweeted, he said, I'll talk with anybody on this issue if they show initiative and they show, an earnest desire to reach across the table and find a solution to this. So he went to the Democrats. Democrats, in true Democrat fashion, said, "Oh, just wait till after the election." That's what they do every 4 years, right? They court the black vote and the Hispanic vote, and then for the 3 years and 364 days in between, they basically kick them to the curb. But what Ice Cube did was he went to both parties. Democrats said, "Just wait till after the election," and Republicans said, "All right, dog, here's $500 billion we're putting on the table for you to figure out what we should do to help the black community."
And Amanda, I mean, you live there in Hollywood. You live with people that play make-believe for their entire adult lives. I mean, that's what they do. They play make-believe. They don't really have a connection to the world. But here's a guy trying to make a difference, trying to connect, and he gets snubbed. It's just another snub from the Democrats to a black American, a guy who's got some influence. And you just have to wonder, every time they do this, like Joe Biden saying, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Well, if you don't talk to me, you ain't getting my vote. How about that?
Yeah, and what's interesting to me about CNN canceling this interview, that's kind of the personification of what Joe Biden said in that interview where he said, "You ain't black" with not Chance the Rapper, Charlamagne the God.
Charlamagne.
Yeah, he didn't say, if you vote for Donald Trump, you ain't black. What he said is far more insidious than if he had said that. What he said is, if you have a problem figuring out who you're going to vote for, so if there's even a shadow of a doubt in your mind, if you want to be a critical thinking individual and you want to look at both party platforms, you want to look at both candidates, their voting history, their legislating history, what they have done for the black community in the past, if you even have a doubt in your mind, then you ain't black. And that is the I hate to use the term mental slavery, but that is the echo chamber that has persisted throughout this long relationship between the Democrat Party and black Americans.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at this and you see that CNN canceled this, it goes to show you exactly why this country is so divided right now, because they won't show you any of the things that Donald Trump does to reach out to the American people. They just won't show it. So as soon as they found out that this man would come forward and say, hey, I offered this to Democrats, they said, we'll hold you off until we have the power that we want to have, and then we can brag about it. He went to the president. The president's people said, hey, let's sit down and implement it. That's not what CNN wants the American people to see.
Nope, absolutely not. But that's the status quo of the modern media.
We'll be right back after this break.
Do you have any idea how your mattress affects your body and how well you sleep? Is it too hard or too soft, causing you to wake up with sore shoulders, back, or hips? Are you uncomfortable because you're too hot or too cold? Now you can get the total body support you need and the better sleep you want with the new MyPillow mattress topper.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell. When I invented my new MyPillow mattress topper, I made it to have everything you'd ever want in a topper. My mattress topper helps give you the support you need, helps relieve your pressure points, and regulates your body temperature for you as an individual. It comes with a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry the cover. It's made in the USA, and I back it with my 60-day money-back guarantee.
Go to MyPillow.com or call now to get your very own MyPillow mattress topper. Use the promo code and Mike will give you 30% off and 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free. Order now.
MyPillow topper delivers on its promise to give me a better night's sleep.
I can sleep all night through, and it's a miracle for me.
Mike's exclusive 3-layer design starts with a layer of MyPillow foam, providing you superior support and comfort. The second layer of transitional foam evenly distributes body weight and helps relieve uncomfortable pressure points for optimal comfort. Mike's ultra-soft outer layer is a patented temperature-regulating cover that helps keep you at your ideal sleeping temperature all night long. Unlike other sleep systems costing thousands, the MyPillow mattress topper takes comfort to a whole new level without any wires, remotes, or moving parts. Call now or go to MyPillow.com to order your MyPillow topper. Use the promo code to save 30%. When you do, Mike will give you 2 of his standard MyPillows absolutely free. That's right, 2 standard MyPillows free and 30% off your MyPillow topper today. Order now.
I personally guarantee it's going to change your bed into the most comfortable bed you'll ever own.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
So, Frank, you're the big hurt. Why do you need Eugenics? After 40, a guy loses free testosterone. Even me. I couldn't stay in shape like I used to.
Frank! So does Eugenics really work?
Oh, yeah. My workouts are incredible now. I'm feeling stronger, more energetic, with a lot more drive.
Frank. So, say I knew someone who should try Eugenics. How does he do that?
It's easy. Just send a text to get a complimentary bottle.
Frank's right. Now you can claim a complimentary bottle of award-winning Eugenics by texting BUFF to 42424. Its unique formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help a man feel stronger, leaner, more energetic, and more passionate. Text BUFF to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Eugenics Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of new Eugenics Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. That's BUFF to 42424.
Welcome back to America's Voice Live. Good to have you here. I'm a little thrown off here, Tudor. You took shots at my hair in the break. I'm a little emotionally scarred here. I don't know quite how to take all of that. I've been thrown off my game a little bit here on a Friday. My hair is...
That's because your hair was down a little bit, and then you pushed it up, and it was sticking straight up. And so I called you out for it, and I wasn't expecting you to bring it up when we got on the air. But something else, I want to tell you something else that's probably also going to upset you, not just your hair, but it has actually upset a lot of Apple customers, because you're probably aware that the new iPhone is coming out, and they have a lower price than they had in the past. So you can get the iPhone 12 for $799. Now, if you want the Pro Plus big camera, you end up spending over $1,000. But you know what you won't get for any of those? You will no longer get the headphones and the charger. They are saying that the reason that they're not doing this, Steve, is because this is environmentally friendly. So you won't be throwing out your old headphones and charger, but you will, because they always go bad. Your charger always ends up not working. Then you throw it away, and now you're going to get this new phone with no charger. So do you really think this is environmentally friendly, or maybe it's a way to sell more chargers?
You think it might be a way to add a little bit of money to Apple's bottom line? I mean, they're hurting so much.
They're going broke.
At $1.5 trillion. Yeah, $1.5 trillion. By the way, I have an iPhone 8, and I'm proud of it. It has survived many abusive moments in my life. Yeah, $1,099 for the iPhone 12 Pro Max, whatever that means, but it doesn't include, like you said, earphones or a charger. That doesn't make much sense. So I've got to buy a charger.
I'm not proud of my iPhone, Steve, because as you know, for some reason, I have a problem with my phone. When people call me, I automatically FaceTime them. For some reason, my phone FaceTimes people, and it can be incredibly awkward at the wrong time. I'm not kidding you.
You know, it's weird because I thought there was something wrong with your phone. I thought it was broken because when I call it, you never answer. You see, so I thought maybe it just wasn't working properly. Maybe I was mistaken. All right, let's move on to something else here. Maybe it's just me. Dad builds desks for virtual students who need them. Now, this is kind of an important and a nice story because of all the kids that are home, going to school virtually. He says he's gotten thousands of messages. It was a do-it-yourself project to consolidate his kids' school clutter, and it's taken on a life of its own. Building inspector with 2 decades of carpentry experience, and it's what it took for Mitchell Couch to throw together some inexpensive wooden desks. There they are. And it became an industry, a cottage industry, or in this case, a garage industry, it looks like. But of course, the COVID-19 protocols, so many school districts have swapped out traditional classrooms, and people wanted a place where a kid felt like he was at school. So you've got the desk with the drawer and everything else. He heard from teachers and kids who have their own space. Something to make the world feel at least a little bit normal. A school desk, even if it's at home, Tudor, that's kind of a nice thing. And this dad doing the right thing as well.
But the best part about when I look at this desk, as a mother of 4, I look at this desk and I think you can fold this desk up and put it against the wall, because this exact same thing happened to us in March when all of a sudden the kids go from one day at school to home and trying to learn at home. And I'm thinking, where am I going to put them? I have 4 kids and all of these places that have very little space for desks. The house is kind of maxed out. Well, you look at this, and there's not only space for their books, but then it folds up against the wall and keeps everything inside of it. So I do think it's a little bit ingenious. Yes, very nice. I want to...
Yep, go ahead.
I want to quickly move on to Halloween, because Halloween is one of my favorite holidays. I know some people don't like Halloween, but one of my favorite parts about it is the art that goes along with it. So I want to bring in this man. He's been carving these pumpkins. This is truly art. He carves thousands of pumpkins. But look at this. That is so cool. And look at that one. I tried to do this. I'm going to actually share some of my pictures, because I'll show you how off I am on this. But I'm trying to become a pumpkin artist. Is that a thing?
Yeah. This guy, he's just showing off. He's making the rest of us look bad. We do our best, and this guy's showing off like this on a Friday. I did carve a white pumpkin this year for the first time. Very unusual, very cool. People loved it. Anyhow, Tudor, good week. Good to have you here. It's America's Voice Live. We'll see you next time. Now time for the National Pulse.
America's favorite easy-on, easy-off energy compression socks just got better. Introducing Copperfit Energy Plus, the world's first graduated compression socks with a rich blend of ingredients found in the top moisturizing lotions and creams. These micro-encapsulated ingredients are infused into the compression fabric and are gradually released and absorbed by your movement. Motion-activated technology designed to hydrate and soften for all-day comfort. The more you move, the more Copperfit Energy Socks delivers.
I'm not thinking about that I have compression socks on. That simple fact that they feel better with them on than with them off makes me love these socks.
Our most advanced copper-infused compression fabric, made in FDA-approved